keep moving. We're going to post the colors soon to get off the stage. That's that movie star. Good to see you. Okay, we're going to have the official posting of the colors.
They're going to do the colors first. So we won't have to stop.
Cut it right. Forward. Just those two. Just two fine. Color guard, hut, present, hut. Order, hut.
Another special thank you for Southeast Alaska Native veterans. I'm looking for the lead dance crew. I think they were supposed to just walk up on desk, but where they at, lead? I just pointed the lead, he's running all crazy back here to find him. You can be seated if you want to. Okay, the lead dance group is coming in now. They're going to be leading us in. Carmen.
Eagle Shangukeidi, Eagle Shangukeidi, Eagle Eagle.
Ciao, Cabana. China. Eagle Shangukeidi. kwan khunakau igol kwan shau, equal one. Equal one LGG, equal one. Equal one, the cut knocks the DFK. Equal one. Eagle one Kutia dancers. Eagle one. Kwan Shangukeidi, Eagle Kwan.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're going to have opening ceremonies here. We want to give another hand to the Thunderbirds for their hour-and-a-half singing.
And the Lukaax.
Lukaax, yeah. 1 hour and a half. Paul said it felt more like 3 hours, but that's okay, huh, Paul? Good job. I'd like Rosita and Lieutenant Governor Malott to come up, Mayor Ken Kolch. Let me see who else I have. Well, if you know you're supposed to be up here, come on up. Ken Grant, David Katzik, David Boxley. Who is? Start off the ceremony with a traditional greeting, and we'll start with Ken Grant from Hoona, and he's going to come up accompanied by his nephew, John Hillman. If we could start with them, that would be really great. And what we're going to be doing is they're going to be representing the Raven on the Tlingit side. So we'll start with Mr. Ken Grant and his nephew, John Hillman, if they would come forward, please. He's stuck on waiting for the Thunderbirds and Shangukeidi to come off. Thank you. It's all right, Ken, we'll wait for you. I know they got tired because, boy, they were really loud when they started, and pretty soon it started going really kind of slow, but then they speeded up again. Really had an hour and a half singing is really tough. We're really happy that we were able to get through that tonight. Yes, he's right there. For the traditional welcome from the Tlingit Raven sign, I'm going to ask Ken Grant from Hoona to come. He's going to be accompanied by his nephew, John Hillman. And we're recognized in a tradition here where the nephew comes and accompanies the uncle.
Good cheese. Yadu tsu achter Tsimshian achtichte hasak achternak. Ja, kees kuhuk du sai takten tan. Hatka takten tan. Kwatcha. Kachisakudawa. Shao de neki. Shah Kapkal. Ladies and gentlemen, Anyat Osani. Anyat Osani. Children of the land, noble people. Hit Sati, housemasters. Na Shadahanke, clan leaders. Dekina Shah, Tsimshian Shah, Ye Achtoiti, Chatlekia Ohan. I have this feeling in my heart that we are one, the Haidas, the Tsimshians. Ana utsu, alutik, ihansu, alutik shah, gulichish. Ach tuasiku chasaitsu, hunadacha. Ach tlaslish kohas, chukan shah. Ach ishas, ach yatki, kachta Tsimshian, kagwantan. Ach lis kohas, wushkitan. Tekwedi Shah, Shangukeidi, Achter Tsimshian, Yadacha Tlingit zu Yadacha Tlingit zu Chakna, Kakuchna. Achin Koduanik zu New Zealand, Dachayan, those that are from New Zealand. Yat utat shachtanugo. Akau jikit. When I woke up this morning, darkness was upon me. Ya yedatqa. Iyaya khosqaini. Kewa ah. And now that I've looked amongst your faces, I see daylight. Yaakagand, shukak kenachichi, ye eastuchtinuk, achtuwu ichid a, achtuwu ichid a. It was like the rising sun. It warmed my heart to see you. Tlaskuha, tlaskuha. Isanihas, asanihas. Ishokakau. Ishilkohas. Itut kaudigan. Ishitin, ishitin. Itlechitin. The spirit of your ancestors is shining through you with your songs and your dancing. Iat uwutsu, iat uwutsu. All your relatives that have gone before you, you're wearing them right now, and it has warmed our spirits. I'm speaking for the Raven clans. It warmed our spirits. Yay, that Dr. Sobolov. Yadu Hutsu. Do it was Kuukach. Hayukatangi. Yehausika. Shkadat Handat. Shkadat Handat. What he was saying is we have to watch our words. The words can be very harmful. It can split families. And we don't really want to hurt the opposite clans too. Yaidatcha. Sagugaweya. Sagugaweya. It's time for celebration. It's time for celebration. Hoo-ha. 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 Wee. Yeah.
Yeah, for a response from the Eagles and a welcome, David Ketzik with his nephew, Ricardo Worrell, will accompany him.
I thought I saw Joe Nelson. Is he out here yet? Good. And Anthony. Thank you very much. Gunachish. Anyat Kusani. Anyat Kusani. Gunachish Westakat Yuhan. Adayai de Kunya. Yayiki. Hatuwucha Slixing. Hatuwu Slixing. Achaish has Kanach Tedi. To Achaish has Kanach Adri. To Achaish has Pakwanedi. Koch Hitan. Niske Hitan. Gonna cheese ada yai de kunya. Hatu wuslik sing. Ach ishas. Doch lees gohas. Lees Gohas Lukaax gonna cheek, you got to stay. Class Lees Gohas, Duck Dane Tan. Gonna cheek, you Katangi, Hatu Hake, Uchlitin, you get with us, gonna cheesha at the Yakai. Gonna cheese a dakanuko. Gonna cheese a dakanuko. Kicks Addy. Gonna cheese. Yada Horkeni Yaiki. Ach kak de Kanian look nach Addy. Gonna cheese. Ach Kanian Hatso. Gonna cheese. Look at Hati. Ach see. Ach yik. Gonna cheese. The cut you on. So ach yatke. Kanak Tsimshian Shangukeidi yadri. The city. Gonna cheese ain't give us tea. Ya iki. Hatu will sing. Hatu Uchlitin. Gonna cheese. Hatu Uchlitin. Hatu Usigu. Sigu Tawakawaha. Yeah, where's Yakwakayan Jakukao? Sigu Kawaha. Sigu Kawaha. Das Wesigu, you do a sack. Das Wesigu, you do a sack. Wel kakwa ach in kakwan meki. Ja, kleed kach een nacht. Mag de was ik doe kwa. Has kwasai we aan de ut. Ja, je has wuti. Ja, je geet. Katsuchkan. Gonna cheese, Yixatini Yaiki. Dekina, gonna cheese ye diatuka. Hawaiians, gonna cheese, Hain give us to ye, Yaiki. Hatu Wulfitin. Chua kinder away is the shut. Clay Klein maybe. Hatu Kanach Hatu Wuchitsin, Hatu Wuyake. Noble, very precious children of the earth. It is always encouraging to look into your faces and to see your faces when you're smiling and you're happy. When I saw my dad's people of the Shangukeidi clan, my heart was lifted because this is what celebration is about. Who do you run to but your daddy when you get hurt? And I'm not ashamed to say that I ran to my father when I was hurt. Or who would you run to? My grandfather's people are the Lukaax. I could run to my grandpa. My grandpa was up here on a stage with us, helping us. So we're celebrating. That's how we celebrate. That's community. And the language that I'm speaking is what brings us together. I then mentioned my mother's grandparents, Tan from Huna. Then I mentioned my most valuable outer shell, the Kiksadi. Then I mentioned my children, as well as my great uncle Joe, his in-laws of the Koho clan. And I mentioned my children that are of the Koho clan and of I got great-grandchildren. So I know it's taking a lot of time. I didn't get to sing very much because I kind of almost lost my voice this morning, but I'm about ready to lose it, and I think some people back here are wanting me to lose it. But we're having fun. We're having fun. This is a long ways from 1982. I want to thank the Sealaska Corporation. I want to thank the Sealaska Heritage Foundation, the Sealaska Heritage Institute, especially those elders that worked with us back in 1982 that believed that this type of thing can happen. And we're moving up even higher than just singing and dancing. The language is being taught in the school system. All kinds of things are going on, and I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. I'm just going to say thank you. And for those of you that are here, I want my grandpa to come over here and stand by me. This man is Chakwebi, also of the Duklawebi clan, as well as the Nes Adi clan. They're all one family. And I'm proud to have my grandfather standing here with me, because that's the same type of feeling when you run to your dad. Your grandfather is always there. And my grandfather, Dan Katzik of the Keetgushi Hit, was there for me when I was a little boy, so thank you. And then there's a brother here that I have, Joe Nelson. He's Tekledi, and I consider him my brother, and another person by the name of Barbara Kedianti Nelson. I think of her as my sister, and we worked together a long time ago. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, other than thank you very much for all that you've done. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's have a super, super time. Our language and our ways are not dying. It is alive and well within us. Ganashish and my nephew here, standing here, Ricardo Worrell. I'm really proud of my nephew who learned our songs and is very, very capable. So thank you very much. And my Kagwantan brothers that are here, come forward. And you see, I could be here all night, but I'm not going to be. Well, I want you to see something. I'm not here alone. I'm here because these people are all here. Without any one of them, I would not be here. And that is really important, because if all we do is learn our language but don't know how we're connected and how much community we really are, then we will have missed the mark. And I know you don't want to miss the mark, because it is a beautiful way of living. To have brothers and sisters and grandpas and grandmas and aunties and uncles and everybody else to hold you up. Cheese, thank you for your patience. Have a phenomenal, I almost said Thanksgiving, but that. Have a happy, I almost said Halloween there, no. So the third time I make a mistake, I'm going to go jump off. No, I'm not. Thank you very much. Have a happy celebration. Cheese.
To speak to us tonight to represent the Tsimshian Nation, would you please welcome Mr. David Boxley from Metlakatla. I told him he could have as much time as the Tlingits had.
Samorget, Simgiget, Sigidum Hanan, Gabuelchik. We hail together the will Sarait Gaudi the Amawabara. Look at his mass the wayu, Metlakatla the will watku, Lakskiik dipt eru. Albert Bolton was niayu. Up Lugel got get iuta this Mr. Bolton. Doexism, Sealaska heritage, them will woy, Hanit Tsimshian, them will hoxkudad agwasum. Hanit Goopel, Or, the Sarait Gaudium, the Lugel Hail, the Emma Milgan, and Emma Limi, the get. Doexism, Chanis Newsum, them will annul Tsimshian. Du will Gatkoidik Sigwa, at a Milganum, at Limium, Akwasum. My name is David Boxley. My Tsimshian name means works with the cedar bark. I am from Metlakatla. I belong to the Eagle clan. It is an honor to stand in front of you to say thank you for the invitation to the Tsimshian people to be a part of celebration. We were here at the very beginning, and hopefully we will continue to be here and make our people proud, all the different groups of Tsimshians that come from different communities. I want to thank the board of Sealaska Heritage for asking me to do this. It's a great honor, and I don't take it lightly. My son said, "Dad, I'll do it for you." And I said, "No, it's okay. You'll have your chance, so it's my turn this time." So thank you very much to the Tlingit people, the strong, amazing Tlingit people, for keeping this alive. Thank you to the Haida people who are so strong and such good examples for us. And then thank you to my own people for picking ourselves up out of what was almost a vacuum of culture. We're all working so hard to bring it back. Language, singing, dancing, carving. Albert said, I can't speak as long as the Tlingits, but I'm going to try really hard. So anyway, thank you very much for the invitation, Sealaska, and thank you, all of you, for appreciating when my dance group is up here and all of the other Tsimshian groups. Thank you very much.
I knew him before he was famous. I keep telling him that. We played Indian basketball when we were really young down in Seattle, Washington for a lot of years. I tell people I was a lot taller then. To represent the Haida Nation tonight, would you please welcome Robert Edwardson.
Harala is at lunch is al de gunai lagen. Gahuya gustu de qualagen. Yaklana su de ijung. Katnais du de ijung. Hoots Kengwala Hinudikiang. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Hoots Kengwala, Robert Edwardson. Hoots Kengwala means brown bear coming into view, or a bright brown bear. I'd like to thank Sealaska Heritage and the board of directors of Sealaska Heritage for having celebration, and I just wanted to say a few words about what celebrations meant in my life. David Katzig mentioned 1982, that's when my grandparents actually started going to Celebration, and they went together each year until my grandfather passed away. And I never did go with them when I was younger, but the point that I want to get across is the relationships that they made at Celebration increased our family size in Ketchikan back when I was growing up. The people that they met, the people that they spent time with each celebration came and spent time with us, and that's going to happen when you go back home, when you visit with the people that you've met here, and when you strengthen the connections that you've had. And that's the value of this event, is it brings us together as one. And each celebration is a new chapter in that story. I'd like to welcome you to Juneau, and I'd like to thank you for adding a chapter to that story. Thank you very much. Jahawa. Damanagan King.
The mayor of Juneau is Ken Kelch. He's here with us tonight. We really appreciate him being here, and I appreciate you welcoming him to this stage with you on the microphone. Ken Kelch, mayor of Juneau.
I think we're playing a little musical chair, and I think Senator Lukaax and Lieutenant Governor Malott are outdoing me for being able to stand up all this time. One of the things that I'll take away from tonight was the energy and the pride going across the stage tonight and in this room. I'm honored to be here in the land of the Akwaan. I'm privileged and proud as mayor of Juneau to be here tonight. Juneau is one of the 6 top cities in the United States for its artistic creativity. And that is in no small part due to the Tlingit, the Haida, and the Tsimshian. Give yourself a hand. Tuesday and tonight were forecast to be cloudy and rainy, and I thank you for bringing the sun. Rain or shine, we're going to have 3 more great days here. Thank you for coming to Celebration. I didn't know I was supposed to prepare a half-an-hour speech, so I'm just going to say thank you, Gunachish.
Best speech I ever heard him give. Yeah. It's a great honor tonight to have one of our own speak to us who's been elected to the highest office in the state of Alaska that a Native has ever been elected to. Would you please welcome Lieutenant Governor Byron Malott.
My name is Kudaith Ta of the Fort House, the Quashkikwan, the Raven people of Yakutat. I just happen now, in this short period of time, to be Lieutenant Governor of the state of Alaska. And in both those lives, I reflect on 1982, when we held Celebration. If it were in this hall, it would be just one section. I also reflect that across the state in that same period of time, tribes were beginning to reassert their sovereignty. During that time, language was beginning to be recognized as key to our continuing growth and strength. We saw art as something that would represent the beauty of our people. It was happening across the state. The Alutiiq dancers who are with us tonight are very special. I remember as a young man during the land claims days when the Aleuts didn't dance, and there were many of us who didn't dance. It's like the opening of a beautiful flower across our entire state. The plant is growing higher and higher, and many, many more blossoms are blooming. It makes our state more beautiful. It makes our state richer. It makes our state a place, as the mayor says, where the culture, the art, the beauty that Native peoples of Alaska represent are becoming more and more central to who we are as Alaskans. And I can envision a half a century from now, my grandchildren, my oldest grandchildren, just becoming of the age where they can sit in the seat of the elders. And they will have spent a good portion of their life dancing. They will have learned their language. Hopefully they will be able to communicate with many, many others who come to celebration and speak our beautiful languages. We are unique in the world. Native peoples who still live and thrive on their own lands. People who know who they are. And people who in that 50-year period will be recognized for having helped make Alaska a place of beauty, not just in its geography and in its landscape and in its richness of its resources, but Alaska will be recognized as a place which recognized and strengthened and built a wonderful place in the world by recognizing, nurturing, reaching out to, grasping the hands of our first peoples and making Alaska a place that the rest of the world will look to, both with a sense of awe, but also with a sense that they will have recognized in that 50 years that we can come together as people, and with all of our differences and our beauty and all that makes us unique, still be recognized ultimately as one, and celebrate every single one of us as who we are, unique and individual, and amongst us as Native peoples, always together, always being strengthened by one another. We bring something powerful to Alaska's future. And we heard it this evening. We heard the drums, we heard the songs, we saw the beauty of the regalia. We'll see it more and more. We'll see our art, we'll see our food, we'll hear our language. And all I can say at this moment is I am so happy, and I want us, and I want to be part of this celebration. Gunakshish.
This next gentleman who I'm going to introduce, and he and I share a heritage together. When I was younger, Jenny Jim told me a story about the Tequidi moving to Mount Edgecombe. And George Ramus told me the other part of the story when a group went to Angoon and a group went to Yakutat. and I'm speaking at Tekwedi. I'm Tekwedi from Mangoon. I want to introduce you to Mrs. Joseph Nelson, the Chairman of the Board of Sealaska, Tekwedi from Yakutat.
Gunashish. Thank you, Albert. Kakhu yuchat duasauk. Tekwedi ayachat. Kwashkakwan yedi ayachat. Yaktat kwan ayachat. Kakhu is my Tlingit name. I grew up in Yakutat, and I'm here in front of you not because they're saving the best for last. It's because I currently do chair the Sealaska board, and I also serve on the board of trustees for the Heritage Institute. And my brief comments are going to be about the theme, and the theme is respect. I think folks are, they get that or they've heard that, but I want folks to think about that for a little while as we go home tonight, but then as we journey on, and this idea of respect is not intended to be a lecture type of thing, telling people how to be or how to do things. What we're doing is when you look across the posters that have all the Native values, every one of our tribes and Native peoples, they regularly list respect pretty high up on that list of core values. And we know that this time, in the country and in our state and all these sorts of things, that now more than any time is the time that the world is really starving for more respect. So really they're starving for more of us Native folks to be Native, to be who we are, to be proud of who we are. The thing that differentiates us largely from the rest of the world as Native people across the globe, it's this identity that is indescribable in how we are tied to this place, to this land. So we always acknowledge and respect and thank the Akwan and the Takukwans, but across the globe, Native people have a tie to the land, as you know more than any. It's just indescribable. You can't really describe it to other folks. But now that the world has been globalized and colonized all across the whole globe, and they don't have anywhere else to go unless they go out to outer space, people are learning that they need to respect the earth a little more and respect the whole globe a little more. And to make any progress there, we need to respect each other a little more. And that is just one of the things that we're trying to, shine a little small spotlight on that word. And hopefully that folks can, for themselves, think of a little bit of a deeper meaning of that as we move through this celebration. One of the key features there for it to be enduring is for leaders like you see here to not just be able to talk, and to give speeches. Your actions need to align with your words. Your values need to be aligned every day. And that's the way we get there is by not celebrating once every 2 years like this. Each of us individually should be waking up every morning and celebrating just the fact that we're waking up and that our kids are waking up and our grandparents are waking up and that each other's waking up every day. And that's just something to it's just kind of personal that I share with my kids and my family. Ichsachan. That's a word, the young people all learn from David Katsik. He spends a lot of time in the schools. Another one is ituyeti. So it's love, and you have it in you. And it's our young ones that the disconnect that's happening in this world, if they're learning all these things and they have teachers lecturing them and telling them those things, when the adults are not walking the talk, that sends a mixed message. And that's something I know I want to encourage most folks in the crowd. And I know we all try to live these values every day. So I'm not really trying to lecture anybody. I just wanted to put a little spotlight on that word respect that was identified as the theme for this year. It's meant to be, it's coming from a place of love. That's where it's coming from. And that's my interpretation of that. So with that, Irsachan, I love all of you for spending the night here, for spending the next few days here, and for just channeling this powerful energy that actually propels everybody across the stage and keeps them going and preparing for the next celebration. So, Ganachchish, Ganachchish.
This next gentleman, I share a little bit of a common heritage with him too, because he and my children are cousins. My wife is from Rampart, Alaska, and his mother is from Rampart, Alaska, and they're Koyukong Athabaskan. But the important thing to me about him is that he's also Tlingit. He is killer whale. His name comes from cake. But what's so important about him tonight is that for one of the questions I was asked maybe the other day on the radio is, why don't you have celebration every year? And of course, the cost of the celebration is enormous. The economics don't give us the opportunity to do it every year. And one of the nice things about this young man who stands before us tonight is that he's guided Sealaska to a place of profitability in this world. He's taken the leadership of Sealaska Corporation and he's run with it. And he's a wonderful young man. And he's probably the youngest CEO of all the regional corporations in Alaska. Would you please welcome Anthony Malott?
Gunakchish, Ganaki Hut Duasak, Chakna Hut Sati, Tagwadi Ayachat, Kwashkakwan Yadi Ayachat, Koyakan Athabaskan Dutch Khan Ayachat, Yakan Chuya Kashli Tsaki Hit Dach Ayachat, Keek Kwan Ayachat, Yakwadat Kwan Ayachat. As Albert said, I'm Tsagwadi, my Tlingit name is Gunak. I'm a child of the Kwashkakwan. I grew up in Yakutat, Alaska, and I'm a grandchild of the Koyukon Athabaskan, my mother's Caribou clan from Rampart. I want to thank so many people. I first want to thank anybody that traveled here. It's not easy to get to Juneau, especially from Hoona or Heidelberg or Klawak or Yakutat. Anybody that took the time, the dance groups that raised money throughout the years, the dance group leaders who took their evenings for months and months to teach their groups. I want to thank folks that traveled even further. We've had some Hawaiians here. We've had guests that come to see our values that we express on the stage, the values we express at celebration. I want to thank the Sealaska Heritage Institute staff. I don't think if we give them an applause right now, they deserve an applause almost after every performance. They start planning the day after the previous celebration ends. That's how important celebration is. That's how much they want it to be a great event for all of you. And they really do that much planning. And that could be part of the reason. It's not just financial. It takes a lot of effort. And they put their blood, sweat, and tears into making this a great event for you. I want to thank the Council of Traditional Scholars, the same group of elders that came together and told us we need celebration. They're still working with us. They're still working for us. And they're using their wisdom to give us items of strength like our 4 core traditional values. These values you see walk across the stage tonight. Ha'ani. We're dancing on native land. Gunakchish Akwan and Takukwan for allowing us to dance on your land. It makes our ancestors smile. Ha'ani is one of our most core values. Ha'shuka. We see our Atu come across the stage. We see a dance leader leading their group across the stage, and we see a 2-year-old beaming with pride. That's our past, present, and future. Hashuka, one of our greatest values. Hashatsin, our strength. I'm from Yakutat, so I can be prideful of how strong the Yakutat dancers dance, how low they get, how the Shangukeidi and the Lukaax stood up here for an hour and a half, dripping sweat, dancing for every group, singing for every group. That's our strength. Again, one of our core values. And Wuchiach, you see all the time. Ken Grant, Raven, David Katzik, Eagle, welcoming and expressing their love for their opposite clans. You see it all on the celebration stage, and it makes our ancestors happy. It makes our ancestors beam with pride to see that 2-year-old, to know we're still dancing on our land. And Joe mentioned respect as a value. All of these values we see, and I appreciate his message. It's not to be used just at celebration. We can live our values. We can teach our values. We can perpetuate our values. It can start with celebration. It can start from the feeling of love we have for our people, seeing them up on stage, but we need to carry it into our daily lives. We have to take this and make it something that is not just every 2 years. Gunachish, for being here, for coming and supporting all the dance groups. They've worked so hard. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the dancers over the next 2 days. Dance hard. Gunachish.
I'm not afraid of very many people, but Rosita World scares me. She likes to fight. She's a strong Native woman, though. She is a strong Native woman. And she has taken Sealaska Heritage Institute from an infant and made it grow. That organization is responsible for education of our children when they read, baby readers, for the revitalization of our language, for the stories, for the basket weaving, for the moccasins. Her vision is out there with Sealaska Heritage Institute and all the people that work there. Would you please welcome Rosita Worrell?
Gunachish, Gunachish Anyat Kusani, Gunachish, most noble people of the land. Gunachish to our Haida brothers and sisters, to our Tsimshian brothers and sisters, to our Alutiiq brothers and sisters, to our Athabascans, to our Inupiat, to all Native people who have come to join us to celebrate our culture. To those who are non-Natives, thank you for being here. Thank you for celebrating our culture with us. Thank you for trying to learn a little bit about our culture. I can't tell you how powerful it was to be able to watch the faces of our children as they came across this stage. There were times when I just wanted to cry, just thinking of the joy, the feeling of the joy, and knowing that our culture is going to survive. We have lived on this land for 10,000 years. We have known that in our oral traditions. And we went and we sought out scientific evidence to validate that Indigenous people have lived on this land for more than 10,000 years. And what I saw in the faces of our children tonight just tells me that we are going to be here for another 10,000 years and more. They carry within them the pride that was almost crushed in the dark history of our times. But it was our elders who prevailed, and our artists who prevailed, our spiritual people who prevailed, our orators who prevailed and said that our culture is worthy of survival. And tonight we have demonstrated to the world that our culture has survived and is flourishing. And so to all of you, I thank you. I thank each and every one of you. I thank our dancers. I thank our drummers. I thank our supporters who have graciously helped us raise the funds, and our dancers who each one of them also help us raise the funds. I thank you all for making Sealaska Heritage Celebration 2018 start off to a great, wonderful 3 days and keep on singing and dancing, because I know it was you singing and dancing that brought that sun out today. So, gunla cheese, gunla cheese.
Thank you very much for being here tonight. Drive careful tonight. We'll see you all tomorrow. Go home and rest. You're going to need it.